what it was. 'Cause it's so small I couldn't recognise you in it.
That might work. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're live, and this should
Yeah.
work. Okay, so let's sit over here. Whew, that's a pain. No, you can't be seen. Yeah, girlfriend's like, I can't be seen, right? Don't worry.
Yeah,
My,
I can't see you.
let's see. I think this will work. Yeah, it's really weird being here on vacation in the deep south when all that shit
Right.
happened in Orlando.
Oh, of course, the shooting. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Not a good thing at all.
It's Gods and Gun in Georgia. I'm like, oh great, why'd that have to happen when I'm here visiting her family? Okay, I'm gonna get some water. But yeah, you know what? Everybody's so gun. I used to be one of those gun people. Then I realized I'm like, we don't need. I mean, it's one thing if let's, it'd be almost impossible to get rid of all guns here. There's certain
Yeah,
people that don't need them. Like people that are psychotic do not need weapons. They just don't.
yeah. I mean, it's funny for us coming from the UK where we can't have guns. People have guns, but they're licensed. They use them on ranges and things. You can't free carry or concealed carry or anything. The access to some of the weapons is just absolutely impossible. So it's absolute. I find it amazing. The state of America and the gun culture. It's. I think was it eight mass shootings in America this week or something. It's
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know if it's 8 this week, but even if it's one, even if it's like one a month, you know what
Yeah.
boggles my mind is I used to be a conspiracy theorist, so now I can poke fun at people and I can actually see it from a different perspective. What I
Yeah.
love is they try correlating mass shootings with medicine, with psychiatric medicine. I think there's a statistic that 1 in 5 Americans is on meds. I'm like on psychiatric meds. So I'm like, if it was the meds causing it, it would be 1 in 5 people causing these mass shootings. It's not happening that way.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, close this door. Yeah. Okay, you start going to like, how do you think this could be? I think all right. Okay, even if you leave without me, I'll figure something out. Okay, so this should be going. I'm just hoping that nothing breaks. I'm gonna hit the
Cool.
Skype
I've
recorder.
got.
It, since
Okay. I've got to shoot through. I've got to shoot through in 25 minutes
oh
because that's when
perfect,
my client comes in.
my girlfriend's like make it half an hour. I'm like okay perfect. Okay, I'm gonna hit the Skype call recorder.
Brilliant.
I'll do a quick intro and then I will switch to you. So
Yeah.
we do this. Skype call
Cool.
recorder. This is recording. Start now. 3, 2, 1. Aloha, folks. It's Antonio with HypnosisProductReviews.com. Today I'm interviewing Gary Turner all the way from the UK. It's taken quite a bit of time to get this interview going on. Today we're going to talk about internal dialogue and transforming it, and we're going to see if he can do some magic on me and my chit chat. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me on. Hope you're good over at your end as well.
Yeah, hopefully. So I'm looking. We got a really crazy setup, a video setup. I've got my laptop in the other room, got my mobile I'm using, and hopefully video and everything comes across. Other than that, I'm doing
Brilliant.
great. I'm seeing your face going from clear to blurry, clear to blurry. So hopefully this
Okay.
pans out.
Hopefully it will stay blurry for you. I look better blurry.
Perfect. So if you want to give, as I we're limited on time, and if you want to give people a brief background about yourself, make it brief. I know you're on limited time. You got to get to a client session, and
Yeah,
then we can
sure.
dig into some inner stuff.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've got a sports background. I was lucky enough to win 13 world titles across 3 different fight sports. Fought over in the US of A quite a few times now, and I've always beaten people who are far better than me. So I've had a healthy interest in psychology. So I used to beat people through psychology and applied physiology all the way through my career, which led me basically through to being a hypnotherapist. I work as a performance expert across the whole range of sports performance and human performance, and probably half my human performance work is hypnotherapy. So I guess I'm here today in my guise as a hypnotherapist. There's a quick and short one for you.
Yeah, this is kind of the cool thing about having this product, the website Hypnosis Product Reviews and this podcast is I basically get to work in exchange with somebody. Like, hey, let me promote your stuff, do some magic on me. Kind of cheap in the long run. So, internal dialogue. Actually, speaking about internal dialogue, let me see. Not to promote something else, but I've always been bad at using how do I say? I've always been bad at using internal dialogue in my favor. I mean, I'm good. We're all good at inner dialogue. It's just how we use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing that got me on the kick is I actually got. I don't know if you've gotten Steve Andreas' book yet, Transformer
Yeah.
Inner.
It's,
Brilliant book.
it's a must-have for any therapist.
So while we're talking about it, we'll get to your stuff real quick. One thing that I've been using in here is there's a question you ask yourself every day saying, if I no longer, what would I do differently today if I no longer had my problem or had already overcome it? So it's a way when you're
Yeah.
using questions, instead of saying, why am I like this, you're trying to use a question to give yourself resources and not beat yourself up.
Yeah.
So this is the thing that actually got me on the kick, and I recently we were talking about how you're fairly good at doing inner dialogue. Can you maybe just jump right in?
Yeah, sure. I mean, inner dialogue for me, the way I look at it is inner dialogue represents part of the personality that pops up in that context. So, for example, we get a stimulus like a chocolate bar, and a little voice pops up that says, tasty, and guides you to have that chocolate bar. So the voice for me is, all self-talk for me is part of your personality. Even if, say for example, I'm having a chat with you in my head, that wouldn't be you in my head because that'd be really weird. What that would be is part of my personality role-playing you in order for me to have a conversation with it. So all the self-talk in the head is no more than part of the personality popping up and having a little conversation. So I work with the personalities that come up. So, for example, if a personality pops up that says, I want that chocolate, and in the long term it's not doing you any favors, then I'd look to reframe that. I'd look to help that part of the personality learn to be different. So rather than work on the dialogue itself, I look to work on the personality that's driving that dialogue. Every part of the human body, from the cellular level, psychologically, physiologically, just wants you to be happy. So I know that the self-talk is guiding you to basically self-talk wants you to be happy. So, for example, the self-talk that wants you to have that chocolate, it wants you to have the instant reward of eating that chocolate bar, but it doesn't necessarily think about the long-term consequences. When you've got negative self-talk, that's to prevent you from doing something that may cause you harm, that it perceives to cause you harm, or not have the best of effects on you. So again, I look to help that personality to learn to be different, where it can actually deal with what it needs to, and just be more beneficial. I'm gibbering on a little bit, but basically, that self-talk has always got a positive intent, always wants you to be happy. It may not always go about it the right way. Rather than work with a voice directly, I work with a personality, that personality part that's behind that voice. How's that?
I like that idea. So, since we knew some kind of technical difficulty would happen, we're in the call. Your face dropped out, but I guess it still works because it was getting really grainy. Unless I don't know if you can fix it now. If not, we can just flow right through it. Oh. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like your video cut out, but don't worry about it. We can still we can still free flow like this. Actually, wait, did that video come back? Oh, looks like your video is back temporary. Never mind. So, one of the things I've always had a hard time with is I want to do a change, but then I get so overwhelmed. The voices are saying, you know what? Sometimes it's hard for me to pinpoint it when I try to listen to it. It's like part of me is trying to distract me. I don't know if it's something common you've heard, but I want to do some changes, but then the internal dialogue just scares me from doing the changes.
Yeah.
Or even getting down to the work.
Yeah, it's always your mind is always looking for what it's familiar with, isn't it? It's what it knows, what you know from your past experience, what you've got about your future expectations. If it thinks it's going to be bad for you, it will try and move you away from it. If it thinks it's going to be good, it will move you towards it. It doesn't always think about the long-term consequences, of course. So that little voice is popping up in your head. I would suggest it's doing you a favour. It's trying to keep you safe. So as such, might as well make friends with it. Why don't you get it on board so it actually guides you to do it and do it well? Just a thought for you.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. It's along the lines of parts work where you want to acknowledge it. A lot of people want to exercise their quote unquote demons, which is
Oh, you broke up then. Yeah, I've got the last bit about exercise the demon. I don't think of any of the self-talk that we have as being bad. I think of it just as representative of that personality, and that personality part just wants you to be happy. So it's always got that positive intent, and it's part of you. And if it's a problem, that tells me that it's got quite a bit of strength. So rather than get rid of it, I'd rather bring it on side and take that strength and then redirect it to actually achieving something far better.
You think that's something that's put you under pressure? You think that's something you could maybe do on the fly here?
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's easy enough. How easily can you get that self-talk going?
It might be a little hard. Let me think. It's almost like a whiny. I can hear it. I don't know. Can you see my video?
Yeah, I can see your video. Yeah.
It's like a voice back here. It's just almost like a whiny kind of tonality.
Oh, cool. Keep concentrating on that voice. Let's use a technique I learned of Andy Austin. As you think about that voice, I know it's inside your head. However, if it was somewhere else inside that room, whereabouts would he be? I've lost you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, if that you back? Okay. So you got that voice going in the back of your head, yeah? And
Yep,
over there in the corner.
Yep.
Cool. Now, as we just said, this voice it's got your best interest at heart. It's looking out for you. May not be going about it the right way, and it's been putting a lot of effort in. Otherwise, you wouldn't have mentioned it. So I want you to be kind to it. However, in your mind, what I want you to do is go over there, get some duct tape, and put it firmly on his mouth, and let me know when you've done that.
Okay.
Cool. And what's he like now?
That mumbled kind of sound.
No, we're not having that. We're getting more control than that. So get some more duct tape and put more duct tape.
It's kind of funny. It's like I can see a faint figure, almost cartoony,
Yeah.
duct tape, and eyes are bulging and moving his hands around, but it's like voice can't come out.
Oh, brilliant. So what I want you to do is, again, in your mind, give him a hug, a rub, pat on the back, whatever you would find comforting and reassuring, and say, okay, I've heard you. I know you got your reasons. I know you got your purpose. I know you're looking out for me. But just for now, can you be quiet and just relax, please? And let me know when you've done that.
Okay, give me a thumbs up.
Cool, cool. So what I'd like you to do now is just very gently, very carefully, don't hurt him, but be very careful, and just take that duct tape off, and what happens?
Yeah, it's almost like it just goes, like he's up in his
Oh,
shoulders.
brilliant. And is he quiet?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what I'd like you to do is again give him a hug, rub, pat on the back, and say thank you. Thank you for looking out for me, and thank you for putting all of that effort in as well. Let me know when you've done that.
Okay.
Cool. And what's he like now?
Kind of like a relax, just kind of relaxed. I
Fantastic.
can almost feel like maybe like teardrops coming down from him, almost like, okay, you're listening.
Brilliant. Ask him if he realises that although the intent has been good and the work rate, the effort he's been putting in has been sky high, that the results that have been achieved haven't been the best. Ask him if he realises that.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? It was kind of choppy.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Ask him if he realises that although the intent has been good and the work rate has been high, the results haven't been the best. Ask him if he realises that.
Okay, I'm sorry, one more time. So ask him.
Ask him if he realises that although he's been putting all the work in and although he's been looking out for you, the results haven't been the best. Ask him if he realises that.
So basically, so kind of hard with my eyes closed. So I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
Yeah, ask him if he realises that although he's been looking out for you, the results haven't been the best.
Yeah, it gave me a head nod.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. So now he understands that. Ask him if he can have exactly the same intent, so he's looking out for you again, and put just as much effort in as before, only this time tell you everything you need to do to easily, effortlessly, non-consciously do the right thing at the right time, the right way for the right effect, and nail whatever that matter is. Ask him if he'll do that for you instead.
Okay, say that one more time.
Yeah, sure. Ask him if he can use just the same intent and use just as much work and effort as before, only this time tell you everything you need to do to get things right, to easily, effortlessly, non-consciously do the right thing at the right time in the right way for the right effect. Nail it, just get it right now. Ask him if he'll do that for you instead.
Yeah,
And what's he looking like now?
still kind of the cartoony look, almost like a cartoony, uh, big bulbous hands kind of stick figure.
Uh-huh.
Give me a
Cool.
second.
And is he looking happy, sad, in between? What's he looking like? Is he
Oh, I'm
happy,
sorry, kind
sad?
of kind of in
Oh,
between.
kind of in between. Cool. Ask him if he can truly be on board.
Kind of give me like a little, like a shrug and
Ah.
almost like a kind of tilt.
In which case, ask him, is there any objection or does he have any concern?
Yeah, give me a head nod.
Ask him what that concern is.
Something about safety and give me a second. I don't want to slip from my head. It was something about safety and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it on my own.
Ah, in which case,
Which
ask him. Oh, sorry, I missed the last bit.
no, I was gonna say, which is kind of common. I've always been really dependent on people,
Ah,
so it goes hand in hand. Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
yeah. So ask him if he can tell you what you need to do it on your own. Ask him if he knows what to do.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Yeah. Ask him if he knows what to do on your own.
So I'm sorry. You said ask him if I know
Ask him if he
what I
knows.
need to do.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Can you say it
ask him
one
if he
more time?
knows what you need to do on your own.
Okay. So, maybe because I've been working on this the past couple of days, I was reading Bandler's "Get the Life You Want," talking about doing some submodality shift, doing for a belief
Yeah.
change, going mapping across, but just above him, it just said belief change. And it almost got like a internal, like a voice, or him saying like doing a belief change.
Uh, so let's go back to the voice. What's he looking like now?
He's got a smile on.
He's got a smile on him. Cool, cool, cool. Well, that's a positive for a start. So
It looks like he's almost like kind of I don't know if can you see me? He's doing
yeah,
like
yeah.
the come to motion, like pulling the hands like that.
Okay. So ask him if what he's like now, whether he can consider that he can. Ask him if he can tell you everything you need to do to get things right now, and also everything you need to do to get things right on your own.
So ask him if he could tell me everything I need to do to get things right and get things right on my own, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said yes. Give me a head nod.
Cool, 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 cool. So what I'd like you to do is again give him a hug, give him a rub, pat on the back, whatever you would find comforting and reassuring. And then what I want you to do is just imagine bringing him back inside your body and popping him in a place that's just right for him. And when he's in there, I want you to imagine him expanding to fill every part of your physical body from the top of your head to the tips of your fingers and toes. And at the same time, expanding to fill your mind, your subconscious, unconscious, non-conscious, spirit and soul if appropriate, just so he fuses with the very core of who you are.
Okay.
Cool. And when you're ready, just allow your eyes to open once more.
Okay.
And dance like a chicken. Only joking. Only joking. Right. So what I
Do you
like
have
about
chicken?
that is that's a mixture of two techniques. The duct tape technique I learned off Andy Austin. It's part of his insomnia work that he does. So when you've got the chattering monkeys, you can turn them off. You can duct tape them. I then tag that on the end of a psychologist friend of mine, Felix Economicus. He does more Gestalt work where he gets people to sit in a chair and they have conversations. So I thought, let's combine the two together. So what we just basically work to do is we work to use your imagination to get that voice into a condition we can work with it. So what does he look like? Now let's duct tape him. Now we've got control. Now we've got control, we can turn him on, we can turn him off. So now we can regulate it, help him learn to be different. Take the duct tape off, let's start having a chat, help him learn to be different. The way that I would work is always with logical, linear, rational thinking. You can't argue with logic. So I almost go emotionless and work on pure facts. And if there's an objection, I look to work through that to see what the objection is, remove that. Next objection, remove that. I've got whichever way we go. I've got little techniques to use to answer those questions. And in the end, what we've got is part of your personality that wants you to be happy and putting effort in. So now what we're doing is got a part of personality that wants you to be happy, is actually achieving you being happy, and is using just as much work. Which is basically it's no different to like a visual squash parts integration, if you will. Just bringing those parts of personality together and bringing them on board. It was quite funny because the screen kept cutting out, and so did the sound at times as well. So I normally would read the. Oh, am I back?
Yeah,
I'm back again.
I can. Yeah, it's
Cool.
tricky technology.
Yeah. So with the breaking in and breaking out, normally I'd be reading your the emotions that you showed on the face. I'd be looking at the physiology that you've got a lot better, which can help guide me, and you can generally work things out through that. Sometimes you can even see postural changes where someone will like go really small and almost like a child. And with that, if the voice looks like themselves or looks like someone else, normally there will be someone that they know, maybe a parent, for example. If it looks like them, it will be of a certain age, and you might even get to learn how that person, the period of time or where that person learnt to be that way from.
Okay. For everybody listening to this, actually, this is something I'm going to spring on you. Have you ever thought about making a product for or teaching people about transforming self-talk?
Not for self-talk yet. I do have products in development. I've got my fat loss book that should be released this year. I've already got my book No Worries on Amazon on anxiety, and I do fat loss workshops where I train people how to achieve fat loss from behavioural perspective. So that includes from the mental perspective as well as the body and nutrition. I do training. I do workshops in various things, but I've got a whole line of products coming out, but the self-talk one's a little bit further down the line yet. To be honest, any therapist for the Managing Self-Talk, the Steve Andreas books, both of those books are absolutely phenomenal. And for me, if you're going to get a product on self-talk, those two sit top of the tree for sure. They're absolutely brilliant.
Okay, I think your audio cut out, but I'm pretty sure you were talking about people grabbing the volume 1 and 2 of Transforming Negative
Yes.
Self-Talk.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, absolutely brilliant book. For example, in that book, it's got Nick Kemp, another brilliant therapist from the UK, his voice tempo exercise, which
Yep.
it's never failed. Well, I use that every time I've got an anxiety client, and it's never ever failed me. It's absolutely spectacular. For those of you that know the voice tempo technique, it's a little voice that pops into your head. So some stimulus will set you off. Little voice go. Say you're on an airplane and you're claustrophobic, for example. The door closed, and you get that little voice that goes, "Oh my God, I'm going to die," and you can't separate the words. Oh my God, I'm going to die. It's like, oh my God, I can't die. I'm going to die. Flashes through your mind, and then you get the anxiety. Say again.
No, I'm sorry for interrupting, but yeah, I was reading that part and he talks about stretching out, being like, "Oh my God," but like closing your eyes and then physically separating the words instead of that real fast tonality of "Oh my God, I'm gonna die," be like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die."
Yeah, there's the nuances that you can put across make the difference. For example, always hang the last beat, leave them waiting for it. Oh my God, I'm going to die. So you like leave them hanging a little bit until they're like wanting it, and then you let it. I found that makes it a little bit more effective. Um, what normally happens if you've done like how bad's that anxiety on a 1 to 10, 1 second, oh my God, I'm going to die, I'm just going to do something here, going to die, okay, die, oh my, going, God, then the next stage, that will normally lower it quite considerably if it doesn't knock it on its head straight away. The next phase is to use the same words but jumble them up. For example, die, oh my, going, God, or try and make something funny out of it. I quite often look for a Yoda-ism, and I actually say it in the voice of Yoda, just because it creates laughter. You're emotionally re-imprinting as well.
Yep.
Again, so the second stage is to jumble those words up, try and find a different meaning, a more positive meaning. I normally try and make my clients laugh because I'm stupid like that. And I look for Yoda in there somewhere, oh, going to die I am, or am I, or whatever the words are, using the voice. That normally lowers it even further if it doesn't knock it on the head. I've never needed to invent something after the third stage, which is where you close your eyes, you have the image of the anxious thing happening, like the door closing on the plane, and then you see printed up in front of you in a font and color of your choice the words, "Oh my God, I'm going to die," and then you imagine them evaporating like water on a hot sunny day, fading, becoming translucent until they're gone. And once they're gone, you can allow your eyes to open once more. And I've never failed to get past that. I've never had to invent a fourth one to work on it. Each one knocks it down lower and lower and lower until it's gone, if they don't nail it straight away. And that's just from Nick Kemp
Really,
from the UK, who's he developed that and
it's
he nailed it. And it makes perfect sense. For example, if a hungry lion came in the room behind you, you wouldn't go, "Oh, there's a hungry lion." It would be like, "Oh my God, it's a hungry lion." You get it out. So the way you
yeah.
talk to yourself, the pace of it, the tempo of the speak, will have an effect on your body and your mental state. So changing the really fast talk, slowing that tempo down, changing the angle of the words, and then even making them evaporate, it's a brilliant way of getting rid of anxiety. And again, that's in the book, and that appears on Nick Kemp's products as well, which is the first time that I learned it from.
You know what? Yeah, I love that. I have two things before, as we have to dig out pretty soon. I know you got a client session. I
Yeah.
love the idea about duct tape and insomnia. Sometimes when I go to lay down, my head just starts rambling. I'm definitely going to use that. Even if it's something you have to do every night, it's an effective tool. Other thing,
Oh, definitely.
Oh, brain fart. Come on, don't brain fart. I mean, no. Oh, so I know of somebody that has a stuttering problem. Have you ever used in working with internal self-talk? And it's not a really bad stutter. Apparently, it used to be a bad stutter, and it's gotten better over time.
Yeah.
Mainly, from what I gather, is it seems like this person, anytime, it seems like he'd always have somebody coming in to help finish his sentences. So it's like it gave him an easy out.
Yeah.
Apparently, this person's stuttering has gotten better. Can you recommend any way that I could use internal self-talk to help with a stutter?
Yeah. Does he always stutter?
Not always.
Ah, in which case then
Well,
definitely.
actually,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I have to ask him.
Yeah. Okay. If he doesn't stutter, so there's times when he doesn't stutter, it'll be state dependent. So what you can do is change his state from the ones where he does stutter to the times that he doesn't. Uh, he'll have the self-talk that may bring on some anxiety. Um, one of the one of the ways that people will be taught to handle their stutters is breathing techniques, holding their breath, taking a breath in, breathing out, letting their bodies relax. The reason being is that when you're anxious, anxiety comes with the body suffering arrhythmia, irregular heartbeat, irregular breathing. So starts coming, so that can start causing a stutter as well. So by keeping them calm when they talk and resolving their anxiety, that resolves the arrhythmia, and therefore they can generally breathe a lot smoother as well. Another technique is to get them to sing the voice. Classically in the UK there was an X Factor contestant called Gareth Gates, and when he first came out for his audition he stuttered, he couldn't even get his name out, but then when he sung his voice was spectacular. So he could sing the voice, and another technique that the speech therapists would use is to get people to sing as they talk, which again is a state change. So it's worth exploring that side as well. There's quite a few techniques that you could use for stuttering.
Okay, yeah. So some of these sound really effective so far. Okay, so I'm guessing that you probably have to leave. It's been how long has it been so far?
What, the session?
Yeah,
My
I'm
self-talk?
saying no. This podcast, yeah.
The podcast, about half hour.
Okay, so I know you had to go in about 25 minutes. You got a client coming up.
Yeah, I've
Every
got a client coming in 5. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, do us a favor, share this podcast because I'm sure you love seeing some of his amazing work. And the website they can learn more about you.
My website is garyturner.co.uk.
So you check it out. Share this podcast. If you have any suggestions, like if you'd want us to do anything about self-talk in the future, anything else, let us know.
That's
Gary, and
perfect for me.
thanks for finally getting around to do this because with our time zone changes, the time zone difference, it's always been super hard.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the time zone and technology. I'm blaming Windows 10 for having to use my phone.
And I'll blame my really, really old laptop.
It's a pleasure chatting with you as always.
Yeah, and since I'm on vacation, I need to get outside and I have to get out in the sun and start doing some stuff for vacation. I'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. Antonio, take good care of yourself.
You have a nice day, and I will get this podcast to you as soon as I can. Everybody have a
Excellent.
wonderful day.
Lovely. Hopefully the technology wasn't too bad. So if it doesn't come out, we'll just do it again.
Exactly, and then you have to do another session of my self-talk. Oh, damn.
Yeah, what a shame. No problem. I better crack on and get my client opened up.
I'll talk to you soon.
Right.
Aloha.
Take it easy, buddy. See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.